Hello, in this video we'll be looking to create a profile card using Tailwind CSS. If you would like to know how to set up Tailwind CSS in your project, I have a video in the playlist going over the setup. I also did a video on creating a simple notification card using Tailwind CSS. I will place the links in the description. Please have a look at it. So I have picked up this design from uidesigndaily.com. It has lots of such design ideas for you to try out. For the profile image, we'll be using this image which I selected from Unsplash.com. For any documentation purposes, we'll be referring to the Tailwind CSS website. So let's get straight into the code. I have set up Tailwind in the project and the output is the styles.css file. I have a basic HTML file created with reference to the Tailwind CSS file, and I have a body tag with a class of gray200, and I have started this page on the live server, so any changes I do, it will be refreshed automatically in the browser. For reference, I have the design over here opened. So let's create this card and give it a background of white. I'll also create a container and give it a padding. I will make this card to span the entire width of the screen, so give it a class of w full. And then for now, height can be big, so h64, and then let me save this, and we have got the white card in the output. Okay, so let's add these three texts. So let me create a div, then I'll get a span, and one more span for the content. Let's add one more span tag, and then for now let's just add the text. So 103 following 445 followers, and finally another span tag for 3 projects. So let me close this folder structure so that we get a clear view of the HTML. So I'm just formatting it, and let me save it. So we got all the text in the output. Let's just align it correctly. So I'm going to be using flex layout, so I can give it a class of flex, and by default all the elements will be flex row. That means it will be on the horizontal direction. If you want it in the vertical direction, then we make it flex col, and if I see, you can see them separated by a break and then aligned vertically. So let's style each one of the texts. So for the name, we need to give it a big font, so maybe text XL. Okay, that's a bit small, so text 3 XL. No. Okay, so for now let's go with text 4 XL, and for this one we will do text XL. Same thing for this. and for the last span as well, text Excel, but let's give it a color of text blue 500. Okay, looks good. So let's look at this follow button. So I'm just going to add a div here and then a button. Let me give it a class BG, for now blue, of 500. Make it text to Excel. Give it a padding X of 4. Maybe padding Y of 4. Okay. Let's make this double. Okay. Then you can give it text white. Nice. Let's give it a border of 0. We don't want any border. So now we are going to right align this button. For that, we'll go to this div and add a flex class and flex end. Sorry, let's justify end. Okay, so now we see the button on the right hand side. For this image, let's just add a new div and let's have one more div to have the image, and then we'll move this div with all the text inside of this container. So just to see how the image will be aligned, so we can give this an height of 20, width of 20, and we'll give it a BG green 500. So we can see we have the image holder and then we have the text. In order for this to be aligned, we can give class of flex, and by default it is aligned flex row, so we see it one beside the other. We can have a margin right 10 to align it to the right. So here in the design we see we have a padding on the top right, bottom and on the left. So let's just add that onto the actual card. So I can say padding X of say about 20 and then padding Y about 48. And here you can see that the text is in the below, but we don't see the padding. That's because we have a height. So if we get rid of the height, yep, we see the padding on the top, bottom, left and right. Let's just increase this to about 32. Yep, this looks much better. And let's just also add margins to all of this text to make it more readable. So I can say margin bottom of 10. Okay, so we have got good amount of spaces between the text. For the image, let's go to unsplash.com and look at the image that I have shortlisted. Let's copy the image address and paste it in a new tab, and we get the full image. So we can edit this image by providing query parameters in the URL. For example, W is the width, so I can give 175. If I want to give height, I can say height is equal to 150, and if I press enter, I get the image cropped to the height and width which I have provided. Here we can't see the face in the image. For that, we need to change this value. Instead of fit is equal to crop, we need to give face area, and now we will be able to see the face. But here we see that it is kind of zoomed in. If we give a param called face pad to say 3, then we get the zoomed out in the image. So let's copy this URL and then create a image tag. Source is equal to the URL we copied, and then if we save this and see, the image is fit in the container's height and width. So if we change this to the max height and width of 64, we see the container enlarged and the image is fit in the area. So let's give a height for this as well, the same height. Okay, so now it is occupying the complete height and width. In order to give it a rounded edges, we need to add rounded full class. We need to add it to the image. Okay, so now the image is rounded. I'm still not comfortable with the text sizes, so let's increase it by 1. So 5XL, 2XL, 2XL, and then 2XL here. Okay, this is much better. In terms of padding, let's reduce it a bit. Okay, similarly with this one and this one as well. Okay, nice. If we look closely into the design, we see the padding on the top is less when compared to that of the bottom. So in order to change that, instead of providing p5-48, we can say p bottom is 48 and then say p top is 24. So let's increase it a bit to 32. Okay, so Tailwind provides the flexibility of providing padding on four directions. So we can use PT, PR, PB and PL. If you want to give it on the horizontal direction, then we can use PX. On the vertical direction, then we can give it as PT. Okay, with this we have completed the design of this card. If you want more of such videos, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment. Thank you.